City of mine, how I love the city of mine.
Hey y'all, it's Kim with a K, coming to you guys with a new video, and this video is a part of my series called The Legal Tea. If you don't know, I'm an attorney as well as a content creator, a YouTuber, entrepreneur, and influencer marketing consultant. And with my attorney and consultant hat, I help other influencers, creators, entrepreneurs navigate the contract space and overall influencer marketing industry. So if you're interested in getting some tea on how to negotiate with brands, stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so if you don't watch my lifestyle content, so like my vlog content, then you don't know I recently moved, so we're still trying to figure out the background, so bear with me. Also, audio, we're trying to get it together now that I moved downtown. It's a little bit noisier, so bear with me. Let me know if it was okay in the comment sections below, but get your notepads ready, get your mugs, because y'all, we are talking about 5 things every creator, influencer, entrepreneur needs to know when it comes to influencer marketing contracts, particularly when we're talking about brand deals, right? So for people that don't know what a brand deal is, essentially it is when an influencer, and this is just traditionally, generally, there's so many different nuances when it comes to these things, but traditionally a brand deal is when an influencer and a brand partner together in a mutual relationship in order to either produce some type of content, whether that's on the influencer's page or on the brand's page. It just varies within the contract terms, but basically an influencer and brand coming together to promote their products, advertising, marketing in the digital space. So, hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, never hesitate to leave me some comments down in the comment section below. So, let me give a quick disclaimer because I am a licensed attorney. So, although I am an attorney, I am not your attorney. And although I am licensed, this is not legal advice. This information should only be used for educational purposes only. And if you are in need of an attorney, please seek counsel in your local jurisdiction by contacting your state bar association. Okay, so disclaimers out the way, let's get into tip number 1. So tip number 1 is pretty self-explanatory, but always negotiate and don't be scared. So it's really like a 2-for-1. Y'all, there's so many times where I have a client reach out to me, either they've worked with me or they saw some of my information that I post on my Instagram, the Legal Tea Social, and they were like, thank you for simply just giving me the courage to negotiate my worth. Y'all, everything is negotiable. Okay, for the most part. But when it comes to brand deals, especially contracts, it is a healthy and well-known business practice to negotiate. Think about it like this. If I present someone with a contract, of course I'm gonna make sure that it is crafted and curated in a way that favors me because I'm presenting the contract, okay? Same thing with brands. They do that, and it's not out of spite or trying to be sneaky most of the time. But that is the reason why you need to negotiate your part of the contract to make sure that contract is a mutual beneficial relationship and situation. So do not hesitate to simply negotiate. Don't be scared. Just do it. I got you. Tip number 2, know beforehand, before you're negotiating, already have in mind your rate that you desire to have, as well as your no less than rate, so your bottom line number. These 2 numbers are so important when it comes to going into a negotiating situation because sometimes different factors can be thrown at you and you can be thrown off and you're probably already nervous or a little bit intimidated by doing it anyways. So being confident in the numbers that you have going into negotiating is going to save you a lot of heartache, a lot of time, and then that way you know if a brand is saying, you know what, this is the max that we can do, and you already know what your bottom line or no less than number is, you can just walk away without wasting your time because your time is valuable, okay? So make sure you already have your rates in mind, and the best way that I say to do this is to create a rate sheet. You don't always have to send that rate sheet to the brand, but it's nice to have a reference on the back end and the behind the scenes, whether you're negotiating on your own behalf, you have a manager, you have an assistant, etc. It's just really nice to already have that on the back end so you're not having to come up with a number every single time you get an opportunity. So trust me on this one. So I know what you're thinking, okay, Cameron, you said have your rates in mind already, but what are my rates? How do I know what they are? How do I find them? Where are they? I personally like to use percentages. So tip number 3 is use percentages when it comes to figuring out your rate and negotiating. 1, the benefit there is if you know for a fact, let's use some fake numbers, for example. Let's say you charge 20% for exclusivity, right? So if you know you charge 20%, you don't have to constantly think of, well, they're asking for 3 months exclusivity. How do I find this number? No need to worry. you charge 20%. Another benefit of this is also if a brand just happens to ask you for, well, how did you get that number? Because they're in your business, don't do that. But let's just say they're asking what your number is or how you got to that number. Or maybe you're trying to tell your assistant how to get to a number or your manager. Come up with percentages. It saves me every single time. And it also makes, when you're negotiating those additional fees such as exclusivity, usage rights, licensing, whitelisting, blacklisting, all those things, when you use percentages, it makes those things a lot less intimidating, especially when a brand asks you how you got the number. Tip number 4 when negotiating with brands is ask for their budget first. I said it, period. Some people feel like they want to give their number first. That's fine. I know a lot of influencers and creators that are starting out on their journey, or even honestly, like if you're OG in the game and you're not used to like that feeling of having to negotiate your worth and on your own behalf, it feels nice to at least get a number, a ballpark of where they're coming from, okay? Because if you know what their budget is, my rule of thumb, I'll wait till y'all get y'all notes out because I know some people ain't did it yet and y'all hard-headed. Y'all ready? The benefit of knowing their budget first is usually, you can double or triple that number. That is my rule of thumb. That is something I learned when working in employment litigation, when we get settlement offers and things of that nature. You can usually double or triple it. Sometimes you can make it higher. Sometimes that really is their number. It really depends, but getting their budget first is a nice way to see, okay, kind of where they're starting at. Also, this is the tea. Sometimes you will lowball yourself by giving your number first. Imagine if your number was $2,000 and you ask the brand for their budget and they say $10,000. Woo, well, that would do it. Look at, well, that will definitely do it. That will very well do it. Well, and guess what you say? Actually, my rate is $12,000. If they're coming at $10,000, somebody got some money. Their money is somewhere you're lowballing yourself. So that is just a nice strategy. And also, again, when you're getting used to negotiating, it can feel unfamiliar. It's nice to know kind of where they're starting and what you're working with. Last but certainly not least, tip number 5 is to seek help. And a lot of people need to do this. It's not because you're not capable of negotiating on your own behalf, but maybe because you're just not even sure how to get your rate. You're not even sure where to start. You're not even understanding of what the contract terms even mean. So you're like, sis, how am I going to negotiate something I don't even understand, right? So it is okay to seek help. And this shameless plug is where people like myself come in as an influencer marketing consultant and lawyer. I will help you understand your contract. I can help you negotiate. I can help you draft those first few emails to brands to figure out how you can negotiate on your own behalf. And once you have that foundation, let me tell you, it's only up from there. All it takes is exercising that negotiation muscle, as I like to put it, for you to get comfortable in doing it. And when you get that offer of someone finally paying your rate or a little bit higher, you're like, oh, that's the confidence booster I needed. So do not be afraid to seek help, whether that's working with an influencer marketing consultant or lawyer, or working with a manager or an assistant or someone who is an expert in negotiating and in the influencer marketing industry. You'll be set to go. My rule of thumb is I always love to work with clients and I like to work with them long term, but my goal is for them to go off, Go off. You know the information now show out. Do it yourself. So I'm there for as long as they need help and as long as you all need help. So make sure you guys check in the description box below for my services. I offer a clarity call, which is my catch-all call. It's a 30-minute Zoom call where we talk about any specific questions you have about a contract. I don't review a full contract in the clarity call, but if you have a particular question about a term, if you're trying to figure out your rates or just understand social media in general, or just like kind of a catch-all call, like I like to put it, if you're a law student interested in being a lawyer, influencer, etc., that's the call for you. Also, maybe if you want to get some more information on my other services, how to work with me long term, what does that look like? Clarity calls are great for that. I also offer a contract consultation where it is a full contract review as me being your consultant. I help walk you through the contract. I provide my tips, tricks, suggestions, and all those things. And then the third service right now that I'm offering, and more services are coming, so make sure you subscribe to my channel and you're on my newsletter on the Legal Tea Social because we have some exciting things coming. You heard it here first. But I also offer a recurring contract consultation where basically you have me on retainer as your consultant And the benefit of having me as your consultant, who also is a lawyer, because I'm not your lawyer at first, is that when you do need legal services, we can sign an additional contract, an engagement letter, and then I can figure out how I can help you in that aspect as well. So I primarily work as an influencer marketing consultant, but I am a licensed attorney, so if you need that additional service. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful and beneficial. Always leave me comments down in the comment section below of any questions you have about the influencer marketing industry, whether it's about how to navigate it, how to enter it, how to negotiate contracts, how to read a contract, particular terms. And also make sure you guys thumbs up this video if you did enjoy. Share this video with your friends, family, and colleagues. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Later.